Right now you can see there's this big old tree. This would be the spreading chestnut tree that's referred to in a wonderful poem by a guy named Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Now Longfellow features again on our tour, so it's worth bringing him up right now, but he's one of Cambridge's greatest heroes, not just because he's the first person to ever quit his day job and become a full-time poet in this country, but also because of the philanthropy that he gives back so much to this city, the children that he allows to play in his yard. He is a man of the town. Everybody knows him. He may as well be the mayor because he's the guy around here. Especially, it doesn't hurt that he writes a beautiful, beautiful poem. It's about the guy that lives in this house right here. Dexter Pratt was one of several blacksmiths along Tory Road down here. And Dexter Pratt was just this huge, dirty guy with tan, looked like leathery, and his arms were huge. And in fact, they were so huge they were referred to as iron bands. Here, Howard's going to give us the first couple of lines of the poem.
Under a spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands. The smith, a mighty man is he, with large and sinewy hands, and the muscles of his brawny arms are strong as iron bands.
Love it, right? You get a picture of this guy immediately. And the poem goes on to describe not just the neighborhood and the kids that run by and watch it. If you've ever been to Colonial Williamsburg, you know how fascinating it is to watch the blacksmith. That's not new. That's not because it doesn't exist anymore. Kids in those generations also would be so fascinated watching a giant dude smash metal into forms that we could then use as tools. It's an impressive art. It's really cool. And so Longfellow, of course, memorialized all this, as well as the gigantic spreading chestnut tree, which was standing alone right outside of his yard, probably on that corner, just a little bit ways down, they think. The point is, this chestnut tree becomes an icon of Cambridge to the point where it's considered to be put on the city seal, all kinds of stuff. Chestnut trees are spreading all over the place. This is an icon. Dexter Pratt dies. Years and years go by. Longfellow is 71 years old. That tree begins to rot, and it finally does die. It falls. He's upset about this because he sort of feels like he's sort of marked the passage of time with the changing of the seasons, particularly on this beautiful chestnut tree, which is enormous and sort of gave all those lovely colors of all the seasons. And so there's a bit of depression, and he knows that the end of his life is coming pretty soon as well. Everything's sort of winding down. He feels very sad about this until he gets a knock on his door on his 72nd birthday. He opens the door, and quote-unquote, the children of Cambridge, which includes not just little 6-year-olds who have been saving their allowance and contributing to this project, but also people who remember playing in his yard 30 years ago. Everybody has gotten together as much money as they can muster to buy the trunk of this dead tree, send it to a furniture maker, and have it sawed and glazed down into a beautiful black rocking chair, which they give to him on his 72nd birthday. So the spreading chestnut tree can now be seen, the last pieces of it, in the Longfellow house, which were a gift for his 72nd birthday. He's very, very moved by this, obviously, but there's a number of other reasons to be moved by Longfellow. We're going to get to some of those in a little bit. In the meantime, we've got plenty more of this way.